It's Lee, and we've got a great show for you today. We started off with one of the great high school cheerleader groups in the country. Gets better. What is it?
Yeah, one of the best, because they competed against the best at Disney World with the the UCA, which is one of the big time national cheerleading organizations. And Forrest, tell us about it. They won some category.
Right, the JV cheerleaders and the varsity cheerleaders won the game day national championship there in Orlando, Florida. The varsity cheerleaders, they are Addie Garrett, Reagan Brown, Abby K. Terry.
Hey, morning.
Dee Allen, Ellie Kate Gunter, Claire Lindsay, Emma Carr, Tate Gardner, Sarah Braden Garrett, and Caroline Sin. And their coaches are Hannah Jordan and Brittany Royal. And congratulations to the JV cheerleaders for Pike Liberal Arts: Emma Sanders, Ellie Stevens, Kate Nelson, Ava Leverett, Caroline Lindsay, Nikki Hopper, Sydney Scott, Alan Wilson, Kinsey Beth Ray, Kinsley Simmons, Caroline Renfro, and their coach is Lexi Terry. Lexi Terry is also a cheerleader, and their coach is Katie Scott. So congratulations to the Pike Liberal Arts cheerleaders.
That sounds like a really big deal.
Not only do they get a great trip to Disney World, they go in there and win it all, and that is really, really good.
So when you're game day national champions, what does that mean? Does that mean you win it all, or does that mean you win a championship in the game day competition?
Yeah, I'm sure they have all different kind of. They had squads from all over, and they have all kind of categories, I'm sure, and divisions and sizes. But so I don't know but it sounds prestigious to me. But yeah.
Oh, it's a great win. Anytime you win a national championship, and these girls had won 7 straight Alabama.
I believe it's 9, Mike. I think it's 9.
I got
some. Yeah.
Well, whether it's 9 or it's 7, that's a great deal of state championships they had won.
I was seeing some guy in all the pictures of all the cheerleaders. He must be some coach that we hadn't mentioned. We need to find out his name. He must be pretty important.
I don't know. But again, congratulations.
All I can compare it to is at Charles Henderson. They won a couple of national championships in the 80s or early 90s in Nashville. It was I don't know if it was the same organization, UCA. There's 2 big ones. But it was a huge deal. Yeah, it was a huge deal then. So I think this would be the equivalent for Pike Liberal Arts.
Oh yeah, no. Ands, uns, and
answer buts about it.
If you win a national championship, you really done something. And congratulations again, and to all the coaches and the parents and
the young ladies.
The young ladies. And
who knows how much practice went into doing these routines, and it's really involved.
Pilo Arts is going to build a bigger trophy case. Put all these trophies in out there.
They really are, and they're winning everything. And the cheerleaders, varsity and junior varsity, what's more so impressive.
I just read an article that they did win their 9th state championship this past fall.
Okay.
9. It's in the Troy Messenger.
It must have stopped counting. But again, you girls, congratulations.
That's a dynasty right there. I mean, I have researched the great programs in the AISA and the different sports. I can't remember one sport that won a state championship 9 years in a row.
And as we talk about it, you win this championship, and I don't know if this was against all odds. I mean, we're not just talking about independent school. Probably
we're talking about people from Arizona and Indiana, and
that's right. And those girls are really, really good out at Pike. But again, when we talk about what Pike maybe jumping out of that league and jumping into the High School Athletics Association League,
They could compete right away in cheerleading.
They would be competing against some good competition at that level too. But I mean, we're just speculating that one day they might jump to the Alabama High School Athletic Association, but we'll wait and see on that. But
That's not for us to decide, is it?
no, I think it's the most logical thing to do, but it's not. You know, if you keep winning championships, you know, why jump? Don't you agree? Why jump?
There's pros and cons.
Well, I mean, you have Success Unlimited if you play teams like Success Unlimited.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if Success Unlimited had a team in that, but you got to win the state, and then they did win the state, and then they went on and won the national championships. And
Shocking news happened with Troy baseball over the weekend. They swept somebody for the first time since 2018.
Yep. I was at that game, those games, and they did it in a big way too. 2-0 on Friday, and then they won. I want to say 9. Wait a minute.
9-4.
9-4 and 12-2.
That's correct. We host the Gamecocks of Jack State Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll be out there for that one. I hope we can beat those games.
You know, Troy has all the, I guess for the athletic department and for Troy University men's sports, they're the only team out there that's got a chance at a winning record now. I think they're right around 500. You know, the basketball team had a losing record. The football team had a losing record. I wonder how many times in the history of Troy athletics all 3 major revenue programs have had a losing record.
Yeah.
Not many. I hadn't thought about that, Mark.
And the only team, like you said, out there right now with a winning record is the girls softball. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, women's sports at Troy's been phenomenal. The basketball team goes to the NCAA tournament, almost beats Texas A&M, and now the girls softball team is 15-3, and they got a chance at almost 40 wins before the tournament starts.
That tournament's going to be held here in Troy. Is that right?
That's correct.
That's going to give them an advantage. I hope so.
They have 2 series left. They're going to host Texas State this weekend. And then they'll finish the season at South Alabama with 2 games. So they actually have 5 games left before the Sun Belt. Mm-hmm. They got 2.
Let's win them all. Let's win them all. That should be enough to get a bid, and that large bid.
And then they'll do well in the tournament, I feel like, and probably play for the marbles. But
yeah,
South
Louisiana
Alabama
Lafayette was ranked 13th and went up to Tuscaloosa and played 3 games against Alabama and got swept.
Yeah, I thought that.
Oh, well, that's impressive for Alabama because those girls are good.
Yeah, that's right. No question about it. Of course, everybody's weekend went good. We got rained on Troy Fest Saturday, but and I hope everybody got this stuff in before the real heavy storm started. But then yesterday you could not have made it better.
Beautiful day.
It's a great day.
I helped Dr. Runyon with the Boy Scouts Saturday morning in between showers at the Pike County Lake, working on their archery part of their badge. And so if you're out in the woods or you're out and about in the grass, spray for red bugs because they tore me up.
Really?
Oh,
yes. And but anyway,
you had a good weekend.
Had a good crowd at the golf course yesterday. That's my last. I'm gonna work Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but I'm gonna keep my weekends free. But we had a crowd yesterday at the golf course.
Man, that's
Crowd.
You can't have a better day for golf yesterday.
And speaking of golf, Braden Presswood from Charles Citizen High School will be playing today in Mobile, trying to qualify for the state tournament.
How old is Braden?
Braden's a 9th grader. He's probably 14. And then at the Troy Country Club today and tomorrow is the Alabama Independent School Association State Golf Championships. There's several teams playing. Pike Liberal Arts will be there, and they play. It's a 36-hole event. So you play 18 holes today, 18 tomorrow, and
we're
watch some golf.
Troy Country Club is hosting the state championship. Good deal. That's some people spending some money in Troy and getting some hotels, aren't they?
That's right. Is it what, 36 holes?
Yes, sir. They're going to play 36 holes, and they'll determine the winner. I don't know. I think they count the top 5 scores of each team of the top 4. I'm not really sure how the scoring happens. So good luck to the Patriots and
Troy's Eno's country. Wiley's going to be there, and some other friends of mine from out in the east with the team from Selma, and he is the son of the great one, and we're looking forward to meeting these guys today.
Yes, they're a good course they're playing on.
All over, I know it.
Did y'all hear about what the London Braves did yesterday? They're one of the better hitting teams in baseball, but they played the Arizona Diamondbacks yesterday.
Yeah.
And they played a doubleheader, and you only play 7 innings in doubleheaders in Major League Baseball now. And in 14 innings of play, they got 1 hit.
Oh, boy.
In the second game, they got just totally no hit.
No hit. And they played.
But I mean, in 14 innings, they played a doubleheader. In the doubleheader, they had 1 hit.
Oh boy!
In both games, they only had 1 hit.
Oh God!
will they ever go back to 9 innings doubleheader? Or are they just doing it now because of COVID or what?
They must do it for COVID.
Oh man!
They started last year, but I mean,
What's 4 more
Madison
innings?
Bumgarner, who was a great pitcher for San Francisco when they won all those championships, pitched a no hitter, but they don't give him an official no hitter because it didn't go 9 innings.
But that was a shame, boy. That was a shame on you, Dave, for them, wasn't it?
I mean, but can you imagine as a ball club though, you only get 1 hit in 2 games?
I know it.
I want to apologize to Ricky Knotts from 40 years ago on the air. Ricky, if you're watching, and his family. You know, I was the scorekeeper at Charles Henderson baseball games for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then before that, Rush was, and then after that, Bobby was. And so I got to it was my opinion that it got to decide whether a ball was a hit or an error. And one day, Ricky Knotts had a gym going, and late in the game, there was a questionable call, and there was some, I won't name him, the game was on the radio, and there was somebody up there in our booth that said, yeah, that was a hit. And so I scored it a hit. And then that was the only hit that was given up. And I mean,
right.
I was only like in 10th grade.
And you didn't upset him, you probably upset his parents.
That's right. I know I did. And then I didn't know that. Now I do know that when it's your guy and it's your home field, you give the benefit of the doubt to your guy.
Yeah.
So if I could go back, I would change that, Mike.
Yeah.
It was an error. Well.
But,
I remember keeping the scorebooks one time for Troy University basketball, and West Bazillia, I believe, was the head coach at the time. And it was a rough, tough game. And, you know, the official score is whoever is the home scorekeeper. And I think this player had 4 fouls in the book, but Coach Bazillia said, he's got 3. I said, he's got 4.
oh boy, oh
And I
God.
felt about that big. But I didn't get any repercussions from it, but I had him down as 4.
Well, Mike, you did basketball games. Did you ever you did football too, though, didn't
Yeah, I officiated basketball, and, but
you? You ever do any baseball?
oh yeah. You mean broadcasting?
No, I'm talking about umpiring baseball.
Oh yeah.
I think baseball and basketball officials have it the worst because you can't get out of the way. I mean,
I tell you what,
you're
I
right there in the mix.
I didn't like softball umpire because it was so delicate. You know, that thing got to come down and drop just right. I didn't like
But in
that.
football, you can run up the field and get out of the way
Yeah,
from the
right.
crowd. And you're way
But
long way from it.
it's a. I was looking at some of these teams coming in here, and the best teams in the private schools will be here, like you said, in Troy today. And And you can go out and watch them.
You can. You can.
You know, you can walk around and it'd be fun to watch. And
I think in some cases you might be able to rent a cart. They, I think, let the parents rent a cart to follow them. They can't talk to them or be coached or anything like that. And the baseball season kicked off for Alabama High School Athletic Association in the playoffs. Kinston swept. Brantley split with Milry. Brantley plays today at 5 o'clock at home versus Milry. Also in 2A, Luverne split with Randolph County. Luverne will play at home today at 4 o'clock. Ayrton swept Orange Beach. They'll advance. George W. Long went to Mobile and upset the number 1 team, St. Luke's. Highland Home lost both games to Ranburn. In 3A, Opp swept Flomaton. New Brockton lost both their games to T.R. Miller. Dale County split. They'll play at home today against W.S. Neal about 5 o'clock. Charles Henderson was swept by UMS Wright out of Mobile. They lost 9-1 and 7-0. They finished the season at 11-16. And Rehoboth swept LaFleur. And in 7A, they start their playoffs this weekend because there's fewer teams in 7A. Dothan will host Fairhope at 5 this Friday in a doubleheader, best 2 out of 3. Enterprise will travel to Daphne.
Right,
so that's baseball.
That's a lot of baseball and softball. Have we gone through that yet? Or do we
No, sir. Today Crenshaw plays Snook.
Snook?
I don't know where they are. I don't know
Where's Snook?
I have to look that up.
That's the quality of life for the independent schools.
Yeah. Well, they're going to play either at Luverne or Lagoon Park. I'm not real sure. But in 3A, Pike Liberal Arts women softball team will play Lee Scott this Thursday at Lagoon Park. Best 2 out of 3 this Thursday, starting at 1 o'clock. And in baseball, Crenshaw is going to host either Restoration or North River this Thursday, best 2 out of 3. And Pike Liberal Arts will be at home versus Tuscaloosa Academy this Thursday. I think that first pitch is around 1 o'clock. That's best 2 out of 3.
That's probably a tough game right there.
I don't know which group of guys have been using these chairs or tearing them up. Look here.
Just like a Rottweiler got in here last night.
It look like, and it's not me. We have had these chairs for, let's see, 15 years probably.
Yeah.
We've had them a long time.
You think one of those guys was
It was probably that bunch that had the show on. What's the name? Had the show on Sunday night.
I saw where a lot of people's tents got damaged during Troy Fest. What did they do to replace them?
I don't know, but more than anything, what they do to replace the art that the rain.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
I want to mention.
Could you eventually move that out to the rec center at Troy Sportsplex, Troy Fest, where you could go inside?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could. You could put people in the hallway and those double gyms and in classrooms.
It didn't have the nostalgia that it had for a bit of
I know, but I'm just saying if you knew rain was coming for at least one day, could you do that? I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't either. But wanted to say that the defending champion, one of the defending champions is the team from Selma, and they are coming in here with their coach Ira Wagner. Does that ring a bell, Leon?
Ira Wagner.
Ira Country Wagner.
Is he kin to Betty?
Yep, his
Okay.
son.
Okay.
Her son.
Just Betty.
And he's been being their coach for a long time. And, of course, he's a accountant by trade and a good friend of mine and a very good athlete. You know, he when he was in Troy, he played intramural ball and he wasn't big and he wasn't that fast, but every time you threw it to him, he caught it. And that's a big deal. And Ira will be here defending his championship, and that should be fun.
Well, there's some news out of LSU in ladies basketball. They have hired the Baylor coach, Kim Mulkey. who has 631 wins. She's won 3 national championships at Baylor.
Good gracious.
And when she was at Louisiana Tech as an assistant, they won a national championship there. As a player at Louisiana Tech, she won 2 national championships. So LSU
That's a coup.
is getting a coup.
Yeah.
Also, in football, LSU is in the process of banning former running back Darius Geis from campus. They're also cutting ties with Taylor Porter, its longtime law firm, for lack of proper investigation to some of the issues going on down there. But LSU's still getting some lot of good football recruits, and things are.
Can you imagine how much LSU's having to pay her? She made $2.2 million as a women's coach at Baylor.
2.2.
Yeah.
Golly, that.
Golly.
I didn't know there was a women's coach in America that made that much
I
money.
didn't either.
What does the guy at Connecticut get, I wonder?
I don't know.
No telling. Or Emma, he probably makes about 4 or 5.
I'm going to look it up.
That'd be something to look up. I noticed that some of these. I was looking at the high school playoffs in baseball, and that starts this week, and of course we should have quite a few.
Well, Pike Liberal Arts is going for the three-peat in baseball, and then they're trying to finish an amazing record where they could be state champions in all 3 major sports in the same academic year. But it won't be easy. I mean, Tuscaloosa Academy has a pretty good baseball tradition, and we're opening, we talk about the level of competition, but I would think Tuscaloosa Academy in baseball would have a good team.
Oh, yeah. There's several good teams, and the team, of course.
Tuscaloosa high school is known for good high school baseball in Tuscaloosa.
Well, you got
another team.
Lee Scott and who else? Not Macon East, but who's the team? Phoenix City, Glenwood.
Your Glenwood team out of Phoenix City is also a real good team. But I was looking down here. It says high school baseball, and it starts, and it says that Tuscaloosa is playing at Pike Liberal. What game is
Thursday. This is the second round
of the boys' tournament.
Right, the boys' tournament, and then I think whoever wins that tournament will host the next week, and then the state championships for private school will be in softball. It's going to be the 7th and 8th of May at Lagoon Park for women's softball. That's the state championship game.
Yeah.
The state championship games in baseball is going to be at Patterson Field May 11th, 12th, and 13th.
This is for public schools, is that right?
No, this is AISA.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
The public schools first round started this weekend. It's not finished because of the rain delay on Saturday. Today we should know who advances to next weekend's games. Some did advance because they swept Friday.
I want to tell you a game, a doubleheader that was played in Pitt, Mosley High School of Panama City against Pike Liberal Arts. And Pike Liberal Arts lost the first game. I think it was something like 14-1. But you know what? Hey, here comes that little lefty again, and he
Right.
the kid he
Nelson?
yeah, Nelson. He mowed him down, and that little changeover he had got him in the second. I want to say the 4-2 in the second game, Pike Liberal. So going up against one of the top teams in Florida, pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. That's the way you get better and test yourself. Play good competition.
And it was just a game. I don't know. I didn't even know it was scheduled. Did you know anything about it?
I don't have their schedule in front of me anymore, but they'll play out of state, and they can play public schools.
They play in Florida. They play in Troy.
They played. I don't know where the game was played, but they played. Mosley against Pine Liberal. That's pretty good competition, isn't it?
Well, I mentioned it before.
Yeah.
I think
There's a lot of good baseball players out there on MLC Beach.
what we ought to do is combine both associations, and when you play regular seasons, play who you want to play somebody close. Then when it comes playoff times, have 3 divisions. Have a public school division, have a private school division championship, and have a parochial championship.
Yeah.
But during the regular season, like Pike Liberal Arts could still play Crenshaw, Glenwood, Goshen, Kinston, whoever, and then at the end of the year, determine who goes to the playoffs, have a public school playoff, have a private school playoff, and have a parochial school playoff, and have champions within all those divisions, and it kind of would clear
That
things up.
might help save the private school association. I don't know.
Well, then what it
I
does,
don't know if the public school
what
association.
it does, Trinity, Montgomery Academy, Catholic, Mobile Christian, Faith Academy, all those, Madison Academy, pull all those schools together and let them play each other because they can get kids from anywhere. Goshen can only get kids
Oh, I
from
see. So you
Yeah.
would you would now
Yes.
you would now group
Yes.
Montgomery Academy and Pike Liberal Arts together.
if that you could do that, but
Now
what I'm
they-
saying, you can still have divisions within that. You can have maybe a 3A, a 2A, 1A. Then that might drop Pike Liberal Arts down to a 1 or 2A, but Montgomery Academy would be based on enrollment because I'm sure Montgomery Academy and Trinity and all them have a higher enrollment than what Pike Liberal Arts
But they wouldn't support that because they want to.
Well-
I mean, they're already established in the public school league, don't you think? I mean,
Well, it's and and everybody else. Like, well, look at Goshen for a second, Pike County. Let's take Goshen. They were 2A last year. This year they moved up to 3A. Well, guess who they got to play? Montgomery Academy, Trinity, Catholic, Pike County. I believe they added Reeltown.
Yeah.
So they not only went up to 3A, but they're a small 3A, and those are probably medium to higher 3As. But my point is this: the people at Goshen, they can't go out and kids just can't transfer into Goshen.
Yeah.
You got to be in
Yeah,
that
that's
district.
right, yeah.
You can go to all those schools.
well, they try to balance that out, as you know, by
I know they multiply kids,
Yeah,
but still,
I still,
there's still a
I hate
hornet's nest.
Yeah. Why do you name your school Snook? I mean, why in the world do you name your school Crenshaw Academy goes against Snook at Luverne?
You think it's named after somebody named Mr. Snook, the
don't
Snook
know.
family?
So that is good.
It was formerly known as Alabama Gulf Coast Christian Academy. I'm trying to figure where it's located.
Gulf Coast now. See, this must be in Florida.
Snook Academy. Let's try to figure out where it
No,
is.
Alabama Gulf Coast. There's only these
Foley,
Gulf Shores.
Alabama.
Foley, Alabama.
Foley.
Snook.
Snook. Foley.
Give me an S. Give me an N. Give me an O. Give me an O. Give me a K. And what you got? Snook.
Isn't that a game?
What? Snook.
Isn't that a game like pool, Snook?
I tell you what, don't
Snooker.
name your team Snook. Oh, boy.
What's the difference between billiards and snooker?
Oh, boy.
Dad, you gonna drive to Tallahassee and watch in Detroit, Florida State
Well,
baseball
that would be
games
a
this
lot of
weekend?
fun. That would be a lot of fun because that's going to be is Florida State having a big year? What
They're
record?
20 and 15.
It was named in honor of Marjorie Snook and her support for the school.
Well, if you give enough money, you
Okay.
get the school named.
Miss Snook, I apologize to you. You're doing well over there. And
If you have the ACC network, you'll be able to watch some of the games.
really, is what network again?
The ACC network, like the SEC
Oh, yeah,
network.
sure. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know if we do or not, but that
How did Alabama's baseball team do this weekend? Any of my Alabama friends know?
I'll have to look and see. I know they beat Kentucky on Thursday night, I think.
They were on the hot streak. That's why I want to see if they continued it.
Have you ever known of Troy to play such a big weekend on the road late in conference season like this?
Yeah, no, it surprised me too. It's real competitive. But
I mean, if you just won one game out of two, out of the three, you'd have to be happy.
yeah, oh yeah.
Well, let's beat Jack State.
Yeah, that's right. Got to beat them two tonight, and then go to Florida.
Yeah,
State.
we owe them a favor.
We wish them well. Of course, we're going to go to a break right now. Brought to you by Southeast Alabama Gas District in Andalusia, Alabama, and also Sister's Restaurant. The best food in town is at Sister's. We'll be back.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
This is my chart from Southeast Health.
And you're going to want to make it yours. Not because it's free,
But because it's priceless. Because with my chart, you can schedule appointments online with your provider.
you can email your provider and get answers.
Have a virtual visit.
Get test results.
Refill prescriptions.
And manage your family's health care.
You know how we all want healthcare to be easier?
But no one seems to listen? Well, someone did.
Southeast Health.
To get your free MyChart app,
Visit your app store or go to southeasthealth.org.
When something's just right, it's more than a good fit. It's that perfect feeling. And at Badcock Home Furniture and More, that means just for you comfort. Find styles that move you at Badcock's Motion and More sale. Featuring new recliner sets like our remarkable Duke collection or our selection of Lazy Boy recliners, all with no credit refused. So shop what's just right at your local Badcock in Elba and Enterprise. Badcock Home Furniture and More, just right.
This is Barney at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and I'm here to nip this sale in the bud. Hello, folks. This is Greg Anthony, sales manager at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy, Alabama, offering discounts up to $15,000. Let's nip that. 0% financing up to 72 months. We gotta nip that. Barney, $5,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade-in. You're killing the competition. Barney!
We're back.
It's a funny
Back to
name.
our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by our good friends at Piggly Wiggly, and we appreciate them. Tell you what, you looking for great meats, great poultry, great service, and wonderful fruits and vegetables. You can find it today at Piggly Wiggly.
Can I mention something about Steve and Jennifer real quick?
Yes, sir.
21 years ago, we were in Lamont's class together. Jody was pregnant, and Jennifer was pregnant with their first child, our only child. We were in Montgomery in Lamont's class together.
Oh, boy.
Helping them breathe. Steve and I were.
Yeah. You're talking about who?
Steve Garrett and his
yeah.
wife, Jennifer.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of Piggly Wiggly, Jack and I went yesterday. I went off the program and got some chocolate chip cream pie. Ooh, that was good. Frozen.
You heard him say he went off the program, Mike. What do you think?
But Jack is 5 years old, and he is learning rhyming words, and he could never say Piggly Wiggly, but now he can say it.
Piggly Wiggly.
And I said, "There's a rhyming word." And he said, "Yep."
Yeah, you're right.
But Jack loves going to Piggly Wiggly.
That's
Alabama baseball fell 5-2 on Saturday to Kentucky, and then lost 11-0 on Sunday.
Gosh.
They won Friday night 10-1. So Alabama's now 24-15, and they are only in the conference 8-10. So they're going to have to win some more conference games to make the SEC tournament, probably.
How's Auburn doing?
Not good.
Auburn had only won 2 or 3 games in conference.
That surprised me. They should be, with the coaching staff they've got, they should be pretty good, shouldn't they?
Alabama last year, though, it's a shame. They were 17-1 before COVID hit.
Oh, me. Well.
Yeah, I still feel bad for especially the high school kids. That was their senior year that they didn't get to play.
Yeah. Another thing that Troy's got, look, if Troy can put together a little streak here, by playing in Montgomery is going to help. That tournament, the Sun Belt Conference tournament, will play its championship games in Montgomery.
Starting May 25th.
Yeah.
I want to mention something funny that happened, I guess, this weekend. The tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Gronkowski, he set a Guinness Book of World record by catching a football from the farthest distance ever. He caught a football that had been thrown 600 feet, which is 200 yards, right?
Yeah.
We said, well, how did he do that? Well, the football was dropped from a helicopter, hovering over the practice field at the University of Arizona. Gronk is the University of Arizona alumnus. And they were talking about it on Sports Talk Radio on the way in this morning, and they told me that it took Gronk 3 tries to catch the ball from drop.
Yeah, what was the velocity going?
I know,
That's a good question. Pretty good, I would imagine.
Golly. You reckon it burned his hands? What we used to call burned his hands? How many times have you had a ball thrown to you and it burned your hands?
Yeah.
He's won
But,
4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I've got it right here.
Yeah, and he's marrying a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue model. He's doing well in life.
I bet this is not his first marriage, though. I don't believe.
I think it might be.
I think it is.
It is. I didn't know. Okay. I would have thought old Gronk.
Did anybody watch the Oscars last night? I usually watch it, but I had no desire because I didn't even know there was any movies made.
Same here.
This past year.
And you know what? And I was watching a movie and
I wonder if they were political.
Didn't change my channel. Did you watch it?
No. It's called, I don't want to watch anything politically way-sided or lopsided.
I saw a poll on MSN.com that asked, do you plan to watch the Oscars? And I voted and said no, and I saw that about 88% of Americans had said
pick up some of that information.
Yeah, that would be great to see what the ratings are when they come out.
And also, who won Best Picture and Best Actor?
Here's the leading headline that says, Oscars 2021 tortured viewers for more than 3 unbearable hours. That's the leading story.
Viewers.
That's what it says.
But did it
didn't
say
torture me because I didn't watch it.
What viewers, right?
Do you have a number of the?
I couldn't name one movie that came out this year. Can y'all?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah.
Well, that's we say that, but think how sad that is for movie theater owners, people in the movie industry. It's not the stars; it's the lighting technicians and the makeup people and the people that move the cameras around.
Best Picture, No Man Land. Don't know what it's about.
Oh, really?
Let's see.
I guess there'll be some movies that we can watch on Netflix in the future.
Anybody go to Talladega yesterday? Brad Keselowski wins Talladega.
He's winning everything, isn't he?
Joey Logano involved in airborne wreck.
And they had fans, didn't they? How many fans did they allow?
I'm not even sure about fans. I know they probably allowed a lot, though, because I remember last year they let like 10,000 people go.
Yeah.
You don't want to know who the winners were. I mean, that's
that's another sport that I have very little, and I shouldn't say that because we have a lot of viewers that do like auto racing and.
Well, NASCAR's popularity has really plummeted in the last decade. I guess there's a lot of reasons for it, but I've never been a huge NASCAR man. But at one time, I really kept up with it when, especially when Dale Earnhardt was still racing. But I don't anymore. And
listen to this: Leishman and Smith won the, and I didn't even know this was going on. The $7.4 million
Zurich Classic in New Orleans.
Yeah, but they played as partners, you know.
Yeah, they changed the format over the last few years. They're 2 Australian golfers that won.
And that's right, Leishman and Smith, and they won $1.69 million. That's pretty good purse there. And
it counts as a PGA Tour win for both of them. So that's 2 years of status on the tour. So that's a big deal.
That it sure is. And Usmashman, go ahead.
Usaban.
Usaban. and Schwartzel played together, and they both.
Louis Oosthuizen won a British Open, and Charles Schwartzel won the Masters. So they're two guys that won majors.
They took home $436,000. They a big difference in the number one price. And I was trying to find some other guys. I knew guys. Who is this guy team in third place? I can't even pronounce them, either one of them.
What's the next major that's coming up? The PGA?
I want to say they got the U.S. Open coming up soon.
Yeah. Look and see if you see anybody you knew. That's Snedeker and Raum and what they do? Did they just play best ball or just alternating ball?
Best score, maybe.
Alternating shots, whatever.
They change the format every day. Every day it's different.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Is Watson? Is this got to be Bubba, isn't it? Got to be Bubba playing.
Yeah, Bubba played. Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
You a big fan of Bubba, aren't you?
I love Bubba. Bubba's my man.
I like him too, yeah. He played junior college golf in Alabama.
Yeah, for a little while. That's right. And
you got the U.S. Open. It's going to be June 17th, 2021. So I don't know what the next major is going to be. I guess the PGA, maybe.
They changed the schedule around, so that's why I was asking. Maybe they moved the. I guess the PGA was played where it was always way too hot.
Yeah.
And they changed it. I kind of like it now because you got the Players, which is some people consider the fifth major, and then the Masters, and then the PGA, then the U.S. Open, and then the British Open, all about once every month. So
PGA will be first. It'll be May 20th. So that's like about 3.5 months away. It'll be on Kiowa Island in South Carolina. My sister has been there a couple times. She says it's real pretty over there.
You know, there's a lot of pretty places in South Carolina and beaches, aren't there?
Oh yeah.
I would think that the University of South Carolina would be sitting good to improve their sports program. Clemson's obviously done it, but doesn't South Carolina have a lot of attractions?
Yeah, you know, their stadium's off campus. It's kind of like near the fairgrounds area, so you would have to. It'd be a long walk from campus to get to William Bryce Stadium.
I want to mention that this show is brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy, and of course Jason has got worlds and worlds of new used in cars, and you look down their line, and boy, they are all good looking cars, and their used car lot is also one of the best you're going to find anywhere. So remember, Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy, Alabama.
I wonder if they're going to get the electric cars soon. I mean, it seems like more and more people are coming out with electric cars.
I don't know. We're going to be back in just a moment.
Yeah. Well, the Valspar Championship is going to be this week in Palm Harbor, Florida, starting this Thursday. Valspar Championship.
Where is Palm Harbor, Florida?
I know where it is. It's right there.
Here we go to
a personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
This is Barney at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and I'm here to nip this sale in the bud. Hello, folks. This is Greg Anthony, sales manager at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy, Alabama, offering discounts up to $15,000. Let's nip that. 0% financing up to 72 months. We gotta nip that. Barney, $5,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade-in. You're killing the competition. Barney!
Napa know-how. Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Hi, Sandy. I'm right here. Come on in.
Eddie, I'm right here. Oh, Miss Mary, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Since 1969, we've been right here. Because at Troy Regional Medical Center, we take these words to heart.
I'm right here. Thank you.
Remarkable people, remarkable care.
See you later in the year. All right,
Yeah.
we're back on the air, and we just remembered that a big event's taking place starting Thursday.
That's the NFL draft, and that's going to be a lot of
people, you know, it used to be just a little afterthought in the sports world, and now it's a huge deal. You know, my dad was drafted in the NFL draft. You know how he got drafted? He got drafted in both leagues. But he got a telegram a couple of days later, and it was like, okay, there wasn't any TV shows or front page headline news.
So back then it was the NFL and the AFL?
Yep. Because remember, Joe Namath was the big guy that put the AFL on the map, going with the Jets a couple years later.
That's right.
The National Football League has announced that 13 players will attend Thursday's first round draft in Cleveland. 13 players have been invited.
All right, let's hear them.
5 are from Alabama.
Isn't that amazing?
Mac Jones, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Christian Barmore, and Patrick Surtain.
Okay, 4 from
Trevor
Alabama.
Trevor Lawrence will not be there.
Why won't he?
I don't know. Let's see. There's a group of 45 players that will be virtually attending the show, and though from Alabama will be Landon Dickerson, Dylan Moses, Najee Harris, and Alex Leatherwood.
They think those guys.
Najee Harris is not going to be in Cleveland out of the 5. That's hard to believe.
That's what it says.
Have you read that story and seen the documentary about Najee? It turns out he had a much rougher upbringing than most Alabama fans realize.
Yeah, it's sure.
Yeah, I didn't read that. He's quite a guy. He's an interesting read. He'll do a lot after football. I know that. The first pick will be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everybody thinks they'll pick Trevor Lawrence. After that, you got the New York Jets. San Francisco 49ers have actually moved up. They've had a trade with the Dolphins, so they're number 3. A lot of people think they'll pick Mac Jones. And then number 4 is the Atlanta Falcons.
Wait a minute, excuse me one second.
Bengals.
Wait, stop. All
right, excuse me one second. Who's going to take Mac Jones?
A lot of people think San Francisco will take Mac Jones at number 3. They traded up to get to number 3.
Hey, Jones Tua joins Tua.
Atlanta Falcons are number 4. Cincinnati Bengals are number 5. Miami Dolphins are number 6. A lot of people think they could maybe get Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle for Tua. Detroit Lions are number 7. The Carolina Panthers are number 8. The Denver Broncos are number 9. Dallas Cowboys pick number 10. Giants are 11. And the Eagles are 12. But you can go on down the list and all the other ones. But Alabama's predicted to have at least 4 guys go in the top 15 is what they're thinking right now.
Isn't that amazing?
Here's the list that will be in Cleveland. Of course, Mac Jones, Trey Lance out of North Dakota State, quarterback Zach Wilson from BYU, wide receiver Jamar Chase, LSU.
Didn't play this year.
Smith and Waddle from Alabama, tight end Kyle Pitts from Florida. I think he'll be the first SEC tight end picked in the first round. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah. Offensive lineman Rashawn Slater.
O.J. Howard's picked in the first round.
Okay. Offensive lineman Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. Barmore from Alabama. Edge rusher Gregory Rousseau from Miami. linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State, cornerback Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, and cornerback Patrick Surtain II from Alabama. So
right.
5 out of the 13.
I've been paying close attention to this. Here's the Bill Rice Jr. mock draft prediction as of April 25th.
The Rice Jr.
There's going to be a lot of trading going on between now and then.
Obvious, definitely going in the first round. I'm focusing on Alabama players. I would focus on Auburn players too, but I don't know if there's any going in the first round. Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Waddle, and Surtain, the quarterback, all pretty much locks. That's 4 guaranteed. That'll be the most Alabama's ever had in the first round. If they can get 5, they tie LSU's SEC record for players taken in the first round, which LSU did last year. Alabama's probably going to do that because of this group, one of them will go in the first round. Christian Barmore, Najee Harris, Landon Dickerson, Alex Leatherwood.
Oh, yeah.
That's 4 that could go. Now then, if Alabama gets 2 of those guys that go in the first round, they get 6 in the first round, which is an all-time record, or at least they tie the Miami Hurricanes.
Well, I'll tell you this: whoever doesn't get Najee is crazy.
I agree.
He's about as good as anybody in that draft.
He's a gamer, isn't he? He comes up big in the big games.
It's still hard to believe that Najee came back last year.
And another thing about Najee, he can catch the ball.
1,300 yards.
Yeah, he's a great receiver too,
Sure
and that's goes.
I think that most people, the consensus is that Najee is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is about the 24th pick, and they're going to get them another Bettis, Franco Harris type big running back.
That's right,
and they would be smart to do it. In my opinion.
And then, of course, this comes up live.
I mean, this is such a phenomenal recruiting tool. I can't remember the number of first-round picks that Alabama's had since Saban's been the head coach, but it's just through the roof.
Alabama, I can remember Alabama going years and years and years with not only no first-round picks, I think there was 1 or 2 years where they had no picks, period.
Yeah.
And then now it's a bad year when Alabama only has 3 taken in the first round. It is, and then Dylan Moses, he was projected as a first round pick going into this year, and then he just didn't, because probably he's coming off of a bad knee injury, he just didn't play as well as he thought he would.
Over half, between 15 and 20, will come from the Southeastern Conference.
That's amazing.
I mean, a lot of receivers.
It's really, really weird for me for these guys that sat out the whole year, didn't play, definitely weren't team guys. They just weren't kind of focused on themselves and making millions, which, I mean, some aspects, I guess, is smart, for your family and stuff. But, these guys are going to go ahead of guys that played all season last year. And Chase is going to go ahead of Devontae Smith and Waddle. And Waddle came back injured to play in the national championship game. So.
Don't you think that if Waddle hadn't got hurt, Devontae doesn't win the Heisman because he's sharing all those catches?
Well, you know who wins the Heisman going away is Mac Jones.
Probably
He
right.
probably would have thrown for another 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
No question. That'd been against the law, wouldn't it? Of course, we're brought to you by A1 Services, my good friend Terry Moats, and we appreciate him. Whether it's air conditioning or whether it's heating, he can handle it all for you.
Let's say that Waddle doesn't get hurt against Tennessee, and I think Michael's absolutely right. Mac Jones wins the Heisman Trophy. But you know what else you would have? You would have Waddle, Devontae Smith, and Najee probably all in the top 7. You would have had a scenario where Alabama could have had 4 of the top 7 Heisman Trophy finalists on one offense.
Yeah.
As it was, Alabama had 3 of 5, but Waddle was having that type of year too.
Well, Waddle was already 500 yards receiving before the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
I wish Harris could have gone, been in the top 5 or featured that night, but he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was He was 5th, and they only had 3 or 4 that were featured.
Well, in college football, FCS playoffs, these were the winners. Sam Houston, Jack State defeated Davidson 49-14.
And excuse me a minute. You know, I can remember Davidson being a little Division II school. I mean, what are they doing playing Davidson? I mean, this is not a good program. This is a very weak program.
Well, James
They
Madison.
made the playoffs.
Yeah.
In their conference.
In the 1AA.
Yeah. Well, Sam Houston defeated Mammoth 21-15.
Sam Houston is a
Sam Houston
good program.
We used to be
Sam Houston struggled if they only won 21-15.
21-15. James Madison 31, VMI 24.
VMI, Virginia Military, was a weakling until recently, I reckon, but not a good program at all.
South Dakota State 31, Holy Cross 3. North Dakota State 42, Eastern Washington 20.
Okay.
North Dakota 44, Missouri State 10. We had Weber State. No, I'm sorry. Southern Illinois 34, Weber State 31.
Oh man,
good game.
Sacred Heart was defeated by Delaware 19-10.
Who does Jack State play now?
All right, here are your matchups for this weekend. South Dakota State versus Southern Illinois. Delaware at Jack State at 2 p.m. That's on ESPN3, I believe. James Madison at NB. Who is NB? I guess North Dakota.
Yeah.
And then North Dakota State's at Sam Houston State. So they're in the Final Four. So Jack State is still in it versus the Delaware Blue Hens.
Mm-hmm.
They'll play in Alabama this at 2 o'clock this Saturday.
And there's just 8 more teams left. Is that right?
8 left. The national championship game will be held the 16th day of May at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas.
Okay.
All right, good update. Good luck to all the teams.
Pass that information down for me. I'll look at it.
I'll update that tomorrow. Of course, high school baseball Brantley, plays at home today to try to advance. Luverne plays at home today.
Troy would play Sam Houston State, and then McNeese State.
Yeah.
Who were some of the other 1AA?
Southwestern Louisiana, or was that Southeast Louisiana?
Oh yeah, they were.
They were the big names, and now it's all the Dakota teams. It seems like all the powers in 1AA are out in the great Midwest.
It's amazing.
West.
And who's the quarterback in the draft that played at North Dakota State? Is he in the draft?
He's in there.
He's one of the top ones, they say.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
So he played a game in the fall, and they won big, and that was the only game he played, and then he went ahead and declared for the draft. Interesting local Troy news. Number 17 for Sacred Heart, they got beat by Delaware. Is a guy named Peyton Rhodes, 6'2", 180-pound receiver from Silver Creek, Georgia, Pepperell High School. You know who Peyton Rhodes is, don't you?
No.
It's Bobby Rhodes' son. He's a wide receiver.
Are you serious? And then something, Bobby Rhodes' son. Now who does he play for again? Sacred Heart?
Sacred Heart, yeah.
And he's a wide receiver.
Yep.
Boy, and they won. They beat.
No, Delaware was ranked number 5 in the country. Delaware beat them, but it was a close game.
Yeah, well, isn't that something? The Blue Hens of Delaware. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Rose coaches high school football around Rome, Georgia now. But that's a long ways for his kid to go play football.
It sure is. But and the wide receiver, is he a good one?
I don't know what kind of numbers he put up this year. I was just looking on the roster. He's number 17.
Yeah, well, that's something. Bobby Rhodes as a son played college football, and he was a year older than you, wasn't he, Mike?
Bobby was growing up. Yeah. Coach Rhodes' son. Yeah.
From Silver Creek, Georgia, played at Pepperell High School.
Mike, this Missouri State team, it was coached by who?
Petrino, yeah.
Yeah, Petrino.
Petrino.
Uh-huh. Where's
you used to have Petrino and Patino.
Yeah, I know, and I had a hard time pronouncing it. Yeah. Where does the Petrino play now?
Bobby
Coach,
Petrino.
where's he playing? I know, but where's
Patino's at Iona that played Alabama in the NCAA tournament.
I know it, but
what would have happened if Auburn would have gotten Bobby Petrino?
Yeah, but where is Bobby Petrino now, Mike?
Dad, he's at Missouri State. We just talked about
I know
that.
it, but
He's
the Petrino, his brother.
No.
Who rode the motorcycle? Who rode the motorcycle with the blonde on his back?
That's it. That's what we're
him.
talking about.
Yeah, he's a football coach at
The former head football coach at
Arkansas.
At Arkansas at Missouri State.
All right,
They lost this week.
I was thinking that he's got a brother coaching.
You're thinking about his brother who used to coach in Idaho.
Yeah. So Bobby's back in at 1AA. Yeah.
Well, it's like Franchione, you know. He went from TCU to Alabama, and then he didn't hold the rope, and he left Alabama.
Yeah.
He went to Texas A&M, and that didn't work out too well for him. And then he went where? And then he went somewhere else.
Well, I'll tell you this by looking at this group again. You know, Jacksonville State's got a good team, and but Sam Houston's got a good team. James Madison's got a good team. Then North Dakota State. You know, how many have they won in a row? Did they get?
I mean, Troy's played all those teams over the years.
Oh yeah,
they're all teams Troy used to play.
That's right.
His brother's Paul Petrino. His record is 28-55.
Yeah. Bobby Petrino, who
what's the best combo of brother coaches of all time? I bet.
All right, let's see. This will be a good thing.
Yeah, Tommy Bowden and Terry Bowden won a lot of games.
That's right. But that's been some more.
You had the Watson brothers, one at Texas and one at Vanderbilt and UAB.
How about the head coach at Michigan and his brother?
Well, they're pro in college, but I guess you can do that.
And
Stoops.
What?
Stoops brothers, yeah. You had
Stoops,
Bob and Mark.
Yeah.
And Ron Jr.
That's right. They didn't.
Actually had three. One was coach of Arizona, one was coach of Kentucky, one was coach of Oklahoma.
Yeah, Bob, Mark, and Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, so it is now 8:30 on our dial, and of course, everybody gets to school at what, 7:40, 7:50? What time are they supposed to be there?
I think they're supposed to be there before 8.
Are yours always up there before 8?
7:30, 7:40. I know my wife has to be at school about 7:30 or 7:40.
Yeah.
So welcome to city. And that's what I tell my kids. I said, I ain't worried about y'all being late. I'm worried about Mom being late, the teacher.
That's not bad if she doesn't have to be there until 7:30. That's pretty good.
Do all these schools, have they all got their junior, senior over?
I don't think so. I think Charles Henderson is coming up,
Charles Henderson
toward the mid and latter part of May.
My liberal arts already had their problem.
Some of them have.
Did my little girl have the photography of it? Did she do the photography?
She didn't do that, I don't think, much for proms. Most of hers are weddings.
Yeah.
Abby's photography is mostly weddings and graduation pictures of Troy University students.
We found out the school schedule down here next year for elementary school. My little one, Mary Prater's going to elementary school. They've got to be there by 7:30, and we have to pick them up by 2:15. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. 2:15 pickup.
2:15.
That's early, isn't it?
Is that for K?
It is now for Charles.
Pre-K or kindergarten?
No, that's
because of COVID. They get out of school early.
I noticed that Charles Simpson started getting out early. Is that right?
I went to the elementary school Friday afternoon to borrow 2 targets for the Boy Scouts archery stuff. Well, I had to maneuver through traffic, and I said, why are so many people here at 2 o'clock?
I want to do that.
They dismissed about 2:10, 2:15 this year because of the COVID stuff.
Well, I've made those kids like that. Okay. You know what? They might look at it as being something they'll do every day next year.
I think it's probably
teachers, I'm sure, would love it too.
You have to pick them up at Troy Elementary School between 2:30 and 2:50, and then they're only there. They're not there long. Y'all make a good point. The days are shorter.
How long do you have to wait in line to get your child, Mike? Or do you get out of your car? Can you get out of your car?
Well, I mean, I'm still doing preschool right now. I don't know what it's gonna be like next year.
That's a big.
Actually, they have it set up. The church that we do preschool, they'll actually have a bus that will take the girls from the actual elementary school back to the preschool for extended care.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's something I've never had to go through is busing. Taking kids to school and by a certain time, but also the busing part of it. Just think. There are a lot of kids in this area that get picked up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you're right.
And then they don't get home till about 4:30.
Yeah. I know it's just terrible. I mean,
well,
really
the county school system it's a big operation. The buses, the city of Troy doesn't even have any buses. But for counties that by law, I think, have to bus their kids. It's a major operation. Dad used to have the gas contract to provide the fuel for the buses. That was a lot of buses.
I know.
And you're a lot of bus drivers. You got to maintain those buses. You got to have all the routes, reliable people to do it, and a lot of dirt roads. And yeah, it's a huge operation.
I'm sure there's a lot of technology on the bus as far as cameras and security and.
Well, there's kids that can be bullied on the bus if you're not watching the bus.
That's right. You're exactly right.
And there's kids that get left on the bus. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stories you hear.
Yeah. It really is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 8:07. And
I tell you what, it's beautiful weather at the beach right now. If anybody wants to come down, it's a great time to come.
Right between spring break and summer break, I would think this and the early fall would be the best times to go, in my opinion.
It's about 75 for a high every day, and then it's like around 58, 59 at night. So you got cold mornings, and it really warms up.
Of course, these are experts here. But do you
Dad, you'll be shocked by this. Growing up at the beach, we used to always go play holiday golf course.
Yeah.
On the Valley Beach Road on 98.
Yeah.
Kind of past the
You hit in the water, it was gone because they had that dark water. Okay.
So I had three buddies in town from Birmingham, and they were wanting to go play golf somewhere. And they looked on Walton County, couldn't get in anywhere, so they ended up going to play holiday. You would not believe this. The holiday for 18 holes of golf now is $85.
Oh boy.
I remember when holiday was like $35.
Well, Camp Creek is $130-something to play.
Well, they couldn't play Camp Creek because they have so many people down here right now. Only members can play out there now. So it's not open to the public right now.
But it's
$85 at holiday is pretty expensive.
Oh, it is.
Brundage Country Club, $12.
I know Brundage Country Club, $12.
You play 9 holes for $20-27 for 18 during the week. On weekends, it's $30.
That's a good golf course too, and hopefully.
Forrest, what do you got on your show tonight, man? What's going on?
Oh, on the show tonight, I have I've got a lady from the Child Advocacy Center coming. I've got the Leverets coming, Sadie and her sister Nelsie. They're a video photography tandem, and they've got a younger brother who. Howell, who makes handmade fishing lures. And Randy Bryant from Zion Chapel High School, the head coach and athletic director, he'll be on the show as well. So I've got like 3 different segments of guests. But it's
you can fit all that in an hour?
Yeah, we can do that. Randy will be on the show about 20-25 minutes, longest segment. Then the advocacy lady, Mrs. Green, will be on the show for about 15 minutes. And then we'll end up with the
I'll tell you what, they're spending a lot of money at Zion Chapel right now to improve that program.
Yeah, they're building a new facility. I think it's a new gym that they're building. They'll keep the one that they have, and that old store, that old buildings and cars on the left. They got that property, and that's cleaned up, and they're doing a lot of renovation over there.
I've got to check Jack out of school today and take him to Charles Henderson Child Health Center for his kindergarten checkup, and then he's got to go to the dentist. Dr. Flowers is there.
Amy Flowers, fantastic.
But I learned something about Amy Flowers.
Ozark.
That's right.
Amy Flowers, the dentist at Charles Henderson Child Health Center, who Jack's going to see today. You know who her grandfather was?
Flowers Hospital.
Fred Flowers in Ozark. Well, Mr. Flowers was the man that Galt, the bank robber, killed in 1962.
Wow.
In that, so I wrote this big story. That was her granddaddy.
Wow. I didn't know that.
55 years old. He left 4 children. So I guess one of his children was her parent. But I wrote this story, and then she contacted me and said, you know, that Mr. Flowers you wrote about that passed away, that was killed in the bank robbery in Ozark, that was my grandfather.
Well, Mrs. Flowers, she's got her daddy can make some cakes. He could do like these 10-layer lemon cheese cakes and chocolate cakes. Ms. Amy's daddy.
Well, she's been a good friend of mine ever since she came to Troy, and ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at 5 minutes more to go on our show. Of course, it's brought to you again by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass. They'll beat anybody's deal. I'm telling you, they'll beat anybody's deal. And of course, want to mention
Dad,
that
does Mike Amos have any more television segments or newspaper articles written about you coming out? Or
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully it's over. But want to mention also that our good friends at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines in Troy, Alabama, one of the great career moves you can make today, going to work with Wiley Sanders Trucking in Troy, Alabama. Of course, what is going on with you today, Rice?
Well, after I'm going to might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So we're going to take Jack and get him his, don't tell him, you're not watching everybody, he's going to have to get a shot, one of his little booster shots.
That's what he's watching today. What to come up his ears.
He's got, for going to kindergarten, one of his regular vaccinations. And then he's going to get his teeth checked by Dr. Flowers.
Yeah.
And then so he'll get to come home early. And then, you know, after I'm going to be busy, man. Not going to be doing much freelance writing today. I got to get Jack, take him to the dentist, the doctor. Then as soon as I finish that, I got to go get Maggie, the other one. Then I'm going to bring them home, and they're going to want to go ride their bicycle. I say I can't let them ride their bicycle, Mike, because I don't trust the little 5-year-old yet to ride their bicycle by themselves, so you got to watch them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in high school baseball today, Brantley plays at 5 against Milry. Luverne plays at home today versus Randolph County. Dale County plays at home today versus W.S. Neal. Golf going on at the Troy Country Club. Go support Pike Liberal Arts. There's several high schools competing in the state championships today and tomorrow at the Troy Country Club. And that's what I have over here.
I think I'm going to eat the rest of that chocolate cream pie I got at Piggly Wiggly, too.
Oh, really?
Those are expensive, the pies, but for a change of pace, you know, if you're going to break the program, I almost got ice cream, but I said, so I got a pie, and it is good.
Exactly. So make sure you tune in to Forrest's show tonight at what time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
It's National Pretzel Day and National Audubon Day.
Audubon Day. Is that for knowing birds?
Sir?
See, I was for
birds.
In the 4th grade, I took I took Miss Davison was my 4th grade teacher, and she taught the Audubon Society. And you know what? To this day, there's very few people that know the birds like I do. And I learned them in the 4th grade.
4th grade.
You know what else you learned in 4th grade?
Go ahead and let's see how many birds can you mention.
We only got a minute left.
A blue jay, a sparrow, a woodpecker,
bluebird,
a red brown thrasher, mockingbird,
eagle hawk,
crow, a red-winged blackbird, a robin,
buzzard.
Hey, we can keep going and going and going.
Let's continue this tomorrow. That's impressive.
Well, a cardinal, a blue jay,
blue jays are mean.
A wobbler,
the yellowhammer, the state bird.
That old bird, the cedar waxwing.
That's a good question there. I don't know if I've ever seen a yellowhammer in the wild.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, you're right. And,
but
bluebird, one of the prettiest birds out there is a bluebird. I need to find out from you, Forrest or Rice, how do you raise bluebirds? I'd like to do that.
I wouldn't know, but I want to learn.
Hope you enjoyed
let's talk
our
about
show.
This tomorrow. Let's talk about
Hope
birds.
you enjoyed it about Circle Insurance, Sam Judah, and all the friends down in Ozark. All my sponsors, we really appreciate you. Thank you. Good day.